The Nigerian British Chamber of Commerce on Friday, April 14, 2023, hosted the NBCC Sharing Experience series, the first edition for the year 2023, themed Leading to Impact, with Dr. Segun Ogunsanya, the Group CEO and Managing Director, Airtel Africa PLC.
Because sometimes we assume there are barriers, but the barriers are there because of lack of knowledge, lack of exposure, lack of awareness. So those barriers are very artificial. I've been privileged again. I'm the first African CEO of Coca-Cola Company in Ghana, the first African CEO of Coca-Cola Company, bottling company in Kenya, and I as the first African CEO of a Nigerian bottling company in Nigeria. As I speak now, Airtel Africa is listed in London. We're a FTSE 100 company. I'm the only black CEO of a FTSE 100 company. This is just meant to encourage people in this room that there's no barrier.
Mrs. Bisi Adeyemi, the President and Chairman of Council, NBCC, in her opening remarks, spoke on the objectives of the NBCC Sharing Experience series and a list of personalities that have been a part of the series.
But to just say that we are a 45-year-old organization, and our main objective is to deepen trade relations between Nigeria and the UK, and we do that via sessions like this where we share experience and then generally encourage our members to network. We began this series 2 years ago, and the main objective is to provide a platform for accomplished leaders in the organized private sector of the economy to share their experience in the areas of entrepreneurship, a professional career followed by passion, audacity, and innovation. We have had the honor of hosting Mr. Atedopiti Side, Mr. Jimovia, Mrs. Adenike Ogunlesi, Mr. Agi Mokwede, Mr. Kalturiola, and Mrs. Ireti Samadobu. It is therefore my pleasure to welcome today a distinguished guest speaker, Mr. Dr. Segun Ogunsanya, Group Chief Executive and Managing Director, Airtel Africa. Round of applause for him. His vision and dedication have been instrumental in shaping the telecommunications sector in Nigeria, and we're honored to have him here today to share his valuable insights. It's also my pleasure to introduce and welcome our moderator, our very own Mrs. Sholakwe Akinpelu, who chairs our technology committee and is CEO of Harvest and Country Director, Women in Nigeria. Round of applause for Sholakwe. I thank our sponsors, Airtel Africa, CWG, United Payment Platforms, for their immense generosity, and of course, Terragon. And I thank the Programs Committee for putting this together.
In a fireside chat with the guest speaker, Dr. Segun Ogunsanya, the Group CEO and Managing Director, Airtel Africa PLC, moderated by Mrs. Sholakwe Akinpelu, CEO of Harvest, the guest speaker provided a background story into his career journey, his contributions and impacts in organizations he has worked with, and the role of risk-taking and marketing in a leadership position.
I think if I'm to do it again, I'll follow the same path, train as an engineer, because with the engineering background, it gives you a very wide perspective. You become very analytical, good with figures, able to challenge status quo, and with your accounting knowledge as well, it's easier for you to analyze financials, analyze business. So I think it's a great combination. And it came in very useful for me when I joined Airtel about 11, 12 years ago, because I was joining from Coca-Cola, where I've been managing director for a number of years. So my engineering background years ago, combined with my FMCG experience, combined with my accounting experience, my banking experience, came in very, very useful when I joined Airtel. I like to say for you to succeed as a general manager, you must be very deep in one or two things. You must know something very, very well and be a general person in other areas. In my own case, very privileged. I had very deep knowledge of two areas of specialty, engineering and accounting. Then I also learned how to sell stuff from Coca-Cola. I sold Coke, sorry, Coca-Cola, not the other Coke. I sold Coke for a long time. I was in Coke for 17 years. During my 17 years in Coke, I was MD for Coca-Cola in Ghana. I was MD in Kenya. Then I returned as MD of Coca-Cola Nigerian bottling company in Nigeria. So it's been a very good journey for me. And I think if I'm to do it again, I'll probably go through the same path. Train as an engineer, qualify as a chartered accountant, work as a consultant, banking experience, FMCG experience, and I'll choose whatever I want to do with life. But I've been very privileged.
In a Q&A session, Dr. Segun Ogunsanya spoke on his contributions in Airtel Africa as the Group CEO and Managing Director, financial inclusion and gender balance for women in leadership positions, and his work-life balance strategy.
It's not recklessness. I'm not suggesting anyone should be reckless, but you should just make sure that you know exactly your capabilities, what you do very, very well, and you can leverage that thing to capture the market opportunity. I've seen so many companies get disenfranchised because they're not doing what should be done, and other people. You've seen it with telcos. You've seen it with Nokia. There are so many other companies that leave money on the table. A smaller company comes in, they pick up the money because you're leaving so much money on the table. Either because you are satisfied with your previous successes or you keep looking for incremental growth and not step growth. 5, 6, 7%, it doesn't cut it for me. And I don't celebrate, normal performance. I really celebrate truly exceptional performance. If you do what you've been paid to do, that's why I'm paying you salary. The only time I celebrate is when you really do a lot more than what I expect. I've also seen so many people say this is long term, long term. Long term is a combination of many short terms. If you are putting something on the table, they are looking to make money in 5, 10 years. You must pay salaries next year and 2 years' time. You must come to me, but how are you going to pay salary next year and 2 years' time? I recognize some projects have long years, 5 years, but as a good manager, if you want me to approve your project and wait for money to come in 5, 10 years, you must tell me how you're going to pay salary in the next couple of months because the bills have got to be paid. So don't also get too carried away when people start talking about this a long-term project. It's just a very bad way of managing a business. You must have a combination of things you're going to do to safeguard your immediate future and your long-term. If you're not around for short term, you're not going to have any long-term anyway. So your short term must be profitable and your long-term must also be very profitable. Both must happen at the same time. So that's the bias which I'm happy to confess we have. We're looking for more women. We don't have enough women in leadership position. So we actually bias towards women now, and we need to just get that number right. So that's one bias we have. It's not about tribe. It's not about color. It's about a bias with a particular gender that has been disadvantaged in the way we run businesses.
Speaking with WebTV, Mrs. Sholakpe Akinpelu, Chairman, NBCC Technology Committee and CEO of Everest, spoke on how the NBCC Sharing Experience series is driving the Chamber's mission.
Having Dr. Ogunsanya speak about his leadership styles, what has worked, how he's been able to hack growth, how he balances work life and all of that. I think it's just one of the ingenious things the chamber does, which we are grateful for. Having these conversations that you barely get to be a part of, if you're not a member or if you are not um, 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 in attendance in one of these events. So yes, I would say that we are always pro growth. We are always progressive at the chamber, and these are many more of the things we do evidences our mission.
The NBCC Sharing Experience series is yet another welcome development of the Chamber that provides a platform where accomplished leaders in organized private sector of the economy share their experiences in the area of entrepreneurship, professional career fueled by passion, audacity, and innovation.